we're very, very excited to launch our WCC Influencer Partnership. As a way of getting started, maybe you can tell us a little bit about this first of its kind conference and influencer partnership.
Well, listen, we work with more than 100 universities, 850 teams across the country, but the reason that this partnership is so unique is because somebody in your seat, the commissioner of a conference that has the trust in you, your staff, has allowed us to really go conference-wide from day one, starting with the men's and women's basketball programs of your member institutions in a way that is going to really create a unique relationship between the conference office and the content you produce, the teams in your conference and the content they produce, and of course, the student athletes that we all exist to empower. And this is really going to set the foundation for NIL because it's giving student athletes maximum resources to build value around their name, image, and likeness that they'll be able to experience monetarily in the near future.
Talk to me about how this joint conference partnership will help grow the brands of our programs, our basketball programs in the WCC and the student athletes therein.
And so leveraging the collective power of all the student athletes and teams and coaches on social media allows you to tap into a much bigger audience than if it was just one team or one athlete at one school. You're essentially like a national media network, the WCC is, and all of these universities are like your affiliates, and they each hit certain markets in different states with different alumni bases. And so that power of being a national network and leveraging the affiliates that are your student athletes, coaches, teams, etc., is what you're tapping into with Influencer. And I think it's just the beginning, because once you use it and you see the data around that collective audience, then you start to get strategic and you start to think about what types of creative content can we push through this network? What types of content should we be encouraging each of the universities, teams, and student athletes to be doing on their own in the local level that they're in? And that's where it gets to be a lot of fun.
You mentioned the individual student athlete's ability to build their brand. With the coming name, image, likeness legislation in the NCAA, talk to me a little bit about their individual ability to build brands.
I'm very passionate about this. This is why we started Influencer. I'm a former student athlete, and you have this short period of time as a collegiate student athlete where you're playing inside the lines and you're competing, and because of that, you have a set amount of attention because you're playing the game. You have an opportunity where people want to follow you on social. People want to talk to you in offline settings, and you have to make the most of that. And so what we're doing with Influencer and the West Coast Conference is we are now giving student athletes a much larger library of personalized content for them to be able to share to their social media and tell their story more often. This is going to grow the quantity of followers they have. It's going to grow the quality, the engagement percentage of followers they have. And that is going to be two sets of data that advertisers and any real monetary opportunity pertaining to NIL are going to look at. So these are all things that are part of our platform that we now together are equipping all the WCC student athletes, teams, and universities with for the NIL era.